Hello everybody, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I was rewatching the other episode and I remember they said to talk to these people, and I was told after level 15 I should talk to them and I might get some good gear. Well, the mantle of adventure does not drape so awkwardly from your shoulders as it did once, or as it once did. But while questing alone certainly brings its own rewards, you haven't truly adventured until you've delved into some darkened dungeons, stalwart comrades at your side. Ancient ruins, echoing caverns, and all manner of deadly places lie hidden across the realm, and these are best conquered in the company of trustworthy allies. As such, advice holds true for many formidable foe that would crush a solitary adventurer. How one fights in a party, however, is often drastically different from how one fights alone. Thus, we construct the Hall of the Novice, where we endeavor to prepare you for those differences. The hall can be found just north of Alport in western Lenosha. Within its halls, we offer burgeoning heroes a bevy of training exercises. Step into the flames, my friend, and forge the skills you shall need for the morrow. Oh, Hall of the Novice membership granted. You now have access to the Hall of the Novice, registering for training exercises by speaking with one of the smiths. This is a smith. Oh, here we go. DPS training exercise 1. Got it. Level sync. Got it. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. For this exercise, you'll be learning avoidance. An enemy often tips his hand before a big deck, and your best defense is to skip out of the way. You pass the exercise once I decide you've learned this weapon, or this lesson. Everything is clear, I trust. Say the word when you're ready to begin. Okay. We just gotta dodge. I like the music. Is mine? There we go. Watch your opponent carefully. When you see an attack incoming, move out of the strike zone. What is this, baseball? Strike zone. So just don't be in the orange. Ooh, I'm playing with fire here. I'm gonna try and not take more than one step. One. Oh ho! One. One. Oh, that was two. Okay, gonna need to take more steps than that. Blow yourself up! I wonder. Try it. Blow yourself up. Blow your friend up. I'm stuck. Easy, jump over you. Nicely done. Learning to avoid the obvious attacks is oh yeah, they were obvious. Is a skill all adventurers need. Those who insist on standing still won't survive long. Won't long survive the profession. Got it. And speaking of survival, perfecting each of my lessons will earn you a piece of armor to aid you in your chosen role. So should you feel so inclined, repeat the same lesson with other masters that they might reward you with equipment tailored towards their field of expertise. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. Oh, gloves! I don't think we've had new gloves in a while. Let's see. Brand new gloves. That they are. More gear, please. According to my records, you have yet to fully complete your training. You are under no obligation to finish the final exercise, of course, but there is much to gain and not to be lost in the attempt. Okay. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. When it comes to your place in a party, you are the sharp end of the spear. Well, how convenient. I have a spear. Simply put, your role is to inflict as much damage as possible while keeping your own skin intact. That is the important part, DPS. You hear that? While keeping your own skin intact. As such, you cannot just attack whichever enemy you please. If you strike a foe other than the one controlled by your ally, then you risk becoming the target of deadly aggression. As you might have guessed, the purpose of this exercise is to teach cooperation. Your ally will hold the enemy's attention. It is your job to take the foe down. Got it. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy, and we can move on to the next training exercise. Everything is clear, I trust. Just say the word when you're ready to begin. Ready. Alright, there's our tank right there. This is probably our healer. Attack the same foe as your ally to win the battle. Got it. Here we go. Oh, he used a potion. Do these have any? Nope. Making sure there's no positional. Very good. Now here's a hint about the enemy you're facing. Your opponent will have a harder time avoiding blows from the flank or from behind. Is that true? Didn't know that. There are also certain techniques that perform better when executed from such positions. Duty complete. Look how long my spear is. Did you mark your the sturdiness of your ally taking the enemy hits? Coordinating efforts with a heavily armored defender will allow you to fight to your fullest. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. Boots! According to my records, training exercise 3. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. For this exercise, you'll be fighting multiple opponents. I've done that before. The key to victory is coordination with your comrades. Each foe will fall all the swifter under a focused assault. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy, and we can move on to the next training. Everything is clear, I trust. Say the word when you're ready to begin. Alright, so they're literally like single target and focus. They should have one of these for AoE. I feel like a lot of MMOs have that problem where like DPS get focused on single targets and they don't AoE down. Alright, here we go, here we go. Alright, who do we kill first? Start the fight with the staff waver. Such foes are often the most dangerous, but the least robust. Be sure to attack the same enemy as your ally. Strike the wrong foe 5 times and you'll fail this exercise. Oh, really? Got him. .360. Coordination is key to conquering foes swiftly and safely. Work well with your allies, and the efficacy of your armor need not be tested. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is a lesson you've learned. Oh, thank you. It's not gear like I was hoping. Right, exercise 4. I wonder how many of these there are. I need some pants. Do you remember the lesson where you had to evade enemy attacks? Yes. This exercise will put that training to the test. You must needs plan your strikes around some fancy footwork. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy, and we can move on to the next training exercise. Okay. So how's this going to be different than what we did? Or is it just like a combination? Engage the axe wielder, but keep an eye out for counterattacks, huh? If you allow yourself to be hit 5 times, we will start this exercise again from the beginning. If he does something fishy, I'm gonna stun him. Oh, he resisted the stun? That one was the easiest one yet. Neatly done. Breaking off attacks to save your skin is always the wisest course. You hear that, guys? It's always the wisest course. Though it may be sometimes frustrating dance, it is better to dodge than be sprawled into the dust. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. Pants! Or wait. A skirt. Thank you. I'll wear it with honor. Battle skirt. Exercise 5. This exercise will teach you how to deal with enemy reinforcements. As the battle progresses, new foes will appear on the field. These sudden arrivals will target your weakest comrade, so you must be quick to eliminate them. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy, and we can move on to the next training exercise. Okay, we got this. Keep an eye peeled for enemy reinforcements. Oh, he called me a novice. I'm gonna save my big hitting move for when I see a reinforcement. There's one. Oh. Leave him alone. Yes. I like these guys. They're my teammate. Who are you? An elf girl? A fine performance. A party is doomed without a source of restoration. When reinforcements threaten your healer, it is time to spring into action. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. Aw, I was hoping for some gear. I need to check my mail, apparently. Alright, exercise 6. In this exercise, you will learn to manipulate the battlefield. During the battle, enemies will pour forth from the rear gate. This new foes will continue to flood in whilst the portal remains open. You must operate the lever that closes the gate, or your party will be overwhelmed. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy, and we can move on to the next training exercise. Is everything everything is clear, I trust? Say the word when you're ready to begin. Okay. So, where's the rear gate? I guess that's this gate up here. Oh, it's a little guy. Gotta kill him. Kill him, and then we gotta close the gate. Close the gate! Yes. It is imperative to recognize when a battle has turned against you. Act quickly to neutralize the enemy's advantage, or be prepared to suffer through a difficult fight. Here's your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. It's like his catchphrase. Oh, we got a body. Body piece. Hey, it looks like... Take my helmet off. There we go. All right, exercise 7. Oh, different place. You've arrived at the mountain's peak, the final exercise. As the culmination of your training, all your skills you've acquired will be put to the test. Put your lessons into practice and you'll do just fine. Say the word when you're ready to begin. Okay, I'm ready. I don't see my teammates. Am I doing this solo? Oh, there they are. Kill the board. Let's begin with the basics, shall we? Pay attention to the enemy, the way the enemy's facing, and stay out of harm's way. Okay, oh, I see. I'm gonna stun the next one. It's Jackal. Is it Jackal? Jackal? Jackal. It's a tough bird. There we go. Untamed pucks. Or are they pooks? Oh, that's a, what is that, a goobu? Oh, you got sneezed on. Tank should move out of that stuff, right? I mean, I did it. It wasn't that hard. Stunned. Look at his little butt cheeks. Let's just be glad he's sneezing out of his face, right? We did it! Bravo! And this concludes the exercise. Pray, come, and receive your reward. Got it. You've proven yourself a novice no longer. Pray accept this prize to commemorate your achievement. A ring. Good stats. Increases experience by 30% when below level 30. Very nice. That will... Dang, I wish we would have got that earlier. Alright, we still got some... Oh, and we didn't even have a ring on. There we go. Alright, let's go check our mail real quick, and then we'll talk to Mother Mion. Oh yeah. Nice. Can't use them yet though. You know what we really need is a new weapon. We're level 20 and our weapon is level 12. See if we can buy one. Actually, we'll probably get one from our guild quest if we go to the Lancers Guild, right? Oh, but we didn't do the thing. We need to do this quest. Alright, let's do that quest. Oh, someone told me character creation, names, general, or NPCs. Minions when targeted. There we go. Oh yeah, I got my minion here. My little Kate Sith doll. Ah, frog! Go back to the Lancers Guild. And here we go. I've been expecting you, Swipe. By your return, I trust you now understand the importance of resolve. Like one's flesh, courage can be made strong. It is a matter of training each of its aspects. Now the endeavor may prove difficult in the beginning. Gods know how much I struggled. You may suffer untold humiliation and more frustration than you can bear, but you must persevere. Whenever you engage an opponent, whether in training or in earnest, make a conscious effort to fight with composure and resolve. Over time, doing so will become second nature, and you will acquire such courage as you never thought could be yours. Mind you, not all battles entail a physical clash of might. It could simply be a disagreement born of a conflict in ideology. The point is, it matters not what battlefield you stand upon. So long as you take care to be composed and resolute, your courage will grow. Did that make any sense? Even a little. I fear I cannot hold a candle to Guildmaster Wayne, but if there is aught I can do to assist in your training. What was that? Something is afoot in the training area? Oh. Oh. And you call yourselves Lancers. Pathetic. You are next, Guildmaster. Arm yourself and face me. Refuse, and all will know that you are not a true Lancer. Say what you will, I'm above provocation. Graven to the last man. I am not above provocation. What do we have here? Wait, he is but a novice. That makes no odds to me. You yourself admitted him to your ranks, did you not? Oh, look at that. Very well, I shall withdraw for now. Yet know that only the fearless are fit to wear the mantle of Lancer. I look forward to measuring your worth in the days to come. There is not more to see. Return to your drills. That was cool. I didn't even flinch. I was just like, yeah, that's right. Although he could have killed me if I maybe should have flinched. Hello. Coming in to the Lancers Guild with your bow in your undies. Pathetic. Just like that guy would say. Swipe, you made no attempt to evade his thrust. Did your opponent so unnerve you that you as to deprive you of your senses? Well, it is of little consequence now. You need to pay no further heed to our uninvited guests. Lest you wonder, it is not uncommon for challengers to come pounding on our door, seeking to test their mettle. And now dedicate yourself to tempering the two aspects of courage, the composure to bring the sum of your strength and the skill to bear it against your foes, and the resolve to attack when fear would stay your hand, as befits a Lancer. When we next meet, I shall have another trial for you, one that will put your courage to the test. Until then, continue to apply yourself to your training. Farewell, Swipe. We did... Okay, all this stuff is bad. It's all bad. But we can get some money, right? 21! Ah, Swipe. I swear you've gained an ilm around the arm since we last spoke, 2 seconds ago. It is plain you have not been idle. In our previous lesson, you learned the Lancer's definition of courage, and how it might help you go about tempering, its 2 aspects. Today we shall find out if your efforts have borne fruit. I see you have come prepared for battle. That is well. Your next trial will place you in the midst of strong enemies. In such a situation, one may be attacked from any direction, making it difficult to respond appropriately. Furthermore, the likelihood of being surrounded is high. Will your resolve bear the weight of uncertainty? Will your composure hold when the odds are stacked against you? We shall soon find out. Should you overcome this trial, the courage you already possess will be further tempered. Now heed me well, for this is what you must do. I would have you travel to Naked Rock, where the Anoles claim dominion. At the summit of the rock is a sacred artifact, the Stone of Courage. You must claim it and bring it to me. If you are to reach your destination, you will need to negotiate a path through whole packs of flesh-eating scaleskin. Make no mistake, the creatures are intimidating foes. To strive into the midst of so many would ask much of any Lancer's courage, but given time and no small amount of perseverance, I am confident you will prove equal to the task. We can do that. We've been there before. We can go bench branch. Bent branch, right? Oh, can I make it? Can I make it? Dang it. Oh, here we go. Coins. Got him. Oh, these have coins too. Convenient. Look, I'm so much higher level than them that they're not even attacking me. Ooh, there's a fate. Probably too high level. Let's do it anyways. Look how big it is. Alright, we got a level sync. Here we go. Ah! Ambush! Alright, we got the Stone of Courage. Congratulations. You have obtained the false Stone of Courage. Ah, you heard me right. False. What does that say about your courage, I wonder? Ah, but where are my manners? My name is Fulquis. Fulquis? My name is Fulquis. We had the pleasure of meeting at the Lancers Guild, if you recall. On that occasion, I turned my weapon upon you, and you betrayed not a hint of fear. It was in that instant I sensed you were unlike the others, that you had promise. And so to the present, in its current state, the trial in which you are engaged, if trial it may be called, makes a mockery of the Lancer's art. Needless to say, this cannot be tolerated. And so I've taken the liberty of moving the Stone of Courage to a more suitable location. It now resides in the depths of Spirithold, under the guard of fell fiends. A far more fitting challenge, as I am sure you will agree. Whether or not you attempt to retrieve the stone is for you to decide. If you fear for your safety, I suggest you run back to the guild and bemoan the world's frightfulness to the many brave souls who cower there. Gawain will doubtless consider it a supremely courageous act. Yet know that a lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. Alright. Challenge accepted. Little does he know I'm level 21. Unless he's gonna level sync me down. We've been to Spirithold quite a bit. I think we've actually only been to the city and this zone so far, huh? We've been playing for this for what, 2-3 hours almost? I love how I'm probably just going to be casually walking in here. All right, where's that stone? Ah, here it is. They don't attack me because they're only level 9 and I'm 21. Alright, now we go to Wayne. New Gridania. Actually, you know what? Let's fight this big guy. He's such a big boy. I love this bloodbath ability to get the health back. So good. Alright, got him. Lancers Guild. So, you have returned. Tell me, were you able to obtain the Stone of Courage? Yes, this is indeed the stone, though it is rather worse condition than when I last saw it. What happened at Naked Rock? The Lancer who but recently threatened you moved the stone to Spirit Hold. Not content with trespass and slander, the brazen fool now meddles in our training? Seven hells. This is not to be borne. Listen well, Swipe. Though I do not doubt that you know better, my duty as Guildmaster compels me to state the obvious. Heed not the man's words. That a Lancer's courage can only be forged in the midst of great danger is vainglorious tripe. As you have already learned, a Lancer's courage is the product of composure and resolve, being under no misapprehension, watchfully navigating the Knoll's territory served to temper your courage in a manner that blindly braving the terrors of Spirit Hold did not. As you continue your training, pray keep the lesson of this trial close at heart. Before you return to your adventuring, there is one thing I would tell you. In recognition of your unwavering efforts in the trial thus far, I hereby grant you leave to join other guilds. Naturally, you must seek the permission of the relevant guildmasters before commencing your training. Redanias hold a great many guilds besides their own. If you consider combat your calling, the archers and the conjurers have a strong presence in our nation. Should you crave a more peaceful pastime, you may alternatively consider joining the leather workers, carpenters, and botanists. While there is something to be said for broadening one's horizons, it is also important to maintain focus. Always bear this in mind. As your guildmaster, I would naturally prefer that you first master the Lancer's art. Rest assured that there will be no time enough to take up another discipline when you have done so. Yet, whatever path or paths you choose to walk, I look forward to seeing you realize your obvious potential. Nice. Money. Gear sets. So we can save our gear. There we go. Let's set this to our hotbar. There we go. Guildmaster Ruane urgently needs you to travel to the East Shroud in his stead. I don't think we've been to the East Shroud. Swipe, you've come at a good time. I urgently require your help. Scarcely a bell ago, our old friend Fulquest paid us another visit, seemingly intent upon reprising the performance he gave on the day of your first meeting. As on that occasion, he raved till the air was thick with slanders, declaring every soul who met his gaze more craven than the last. This time, however, not all ears were deaf to his myriad of provocations. It seemed one of our younger members took offense at his words and demanded satisfaction of the rogue. The two have since departed to duel in the East Shroud. Had I been on hand, I would have forbidden such folly and rebuked the lad for letting pride cloud his judgment. Alas, I learned of it too late and the boy is gone. All we can do now is ensure that the hot-headed fool does not come to lasting harm. I would have departed in pursuit of the pair ere you came, but my duties keep me here. That is why I turn to you now, Swipe. Pray go to the East Shroud in my stead and watch over our comrade. Alright. East Shroud. Wait, that's North Shroud. Where is East Shroud? Central Shroud. Central Shroud? Central Shroud? North Shroud? East Shroud. Oh, convenient. There's a boat right here. Happen to be heading across the lake to Sweet Boom Pier in the East Shroud. Let's do it. Achievement, new area. Ooh, and there's a, before we do the quest, let's go get the aetheryte crystal. Because I know that I'm going to do the quest and it's either going to teleport me somewhere else or I'm going to forget. Whoa! What do they have to sell? Weapons? So expensive, but it's so good. Want it. Got an iron lance. Look at that. Woohoo! So much stronger than the weapon that we had, but we spent like 1/3 of our money almost. That leave quests. Oh, these are level 13. They might attack me. Let's see, will they? Yes, they will. Come on, little Kate Sith doll. We got a little bit of a trek ahead of us. So we meet again. You remember who I am, I trust? I do. But of course you remember your mentor, he who taught you the true meaning of courage. I understand you were able to retrieve the Stone of Courage in Spirit Hold. Seems I was right about you. You have the makings of a true Lancer, unlike those charlatans at the Lancers Guild. It is well that you have come to me, for I have just the trial for you. One that will do wonders for your courage. Not interested, you say? Ah, but you have no choice. Should you refuse, well, suffice it to say that I will not be able to guarantee the safety of your comrade here. When we last spoke, I told you that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. Needless to say, the threat posed by ordinary creatures is insufficient. You must needs seek out better sport. Ah, but fear not. I have taken the liberty of finding you something suitable. Take this alchemic potion and sprinkle it upon the exposed roots yonder. Doing so will garner you the wrath of a true creature, which you must then strike down. Bro, why you come here and fight this douche? Alright, I think applause is in order. And a bigger challenge. Full quest. Oh good, they say my apologies. So you have vanquished the Trent. Well done. By striking down that frenzied creature, you have further strengthened your courage. Release your comrade. Oh, I shall. Once you have completed my next trial, this one will pit you against a multitude of foes. Make your way to the Lifeman stump in the central shroud. Once there, seek out a likely spot along the forest path to lie in wait. Man-eating wolves are wont to hunt there this time of year, and it should not be long before a pack appears. If the beasts show themselves, you are to slay their leader, the Awful Wolf. I shall be observing from up close, and the better to offer you advice. Okay. Central Shroud we go. You know what this guy is like? Because he's like mentoring me and trying to teach me. This is like those lunatics that like get rejected to be a cop. So they like pretend to be cops and they like buy cop cars and like uniforms and badges and just go around town impersonating cops. This guy's just impersonating a Lancers Guildmaster. That's what this is. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's around the waterfall, right? This is where we found Ida and Papalimo. Oh, it's level synced. Alright, this is gonna be harder. Right, we gotta slay their leader. Oh, he's fighting with me, huh? Tis as good as over if the Alpha Wolf paralyzes you. Alright. I'm keeping a tally. I've got 2, you only got 1. Well, let's just kill the Alpha, huh? I grow deathly bored. Let me make this more interesting. Did he just blind me? My part here is done. I leave the rest to you. Oh my gosh, he just ditched me. I think he's the one that's a coward. I think he left me. You are to be congratulated, Swipe. By throwing yourself into the midst of danger, you have further tempered your courage. And in the process, you have brought peace to Lifeman Stump, a place considered sacred by the people of Gridania. Having undertaken my trials, you must now see that those issued by the guild are naught but child's play. Mine is the true path, the one true path of courage. All others lead to ignominy. If you wish to become a lancer worthy of the name, I suggest you leave Ywain and his house of cravens, never to return. For your sake, I pray you do soon, till we meet again. Little does he know that this isn't about courage. My character is just like a maniac that likes to kill things. Oh, a little sproutlet. Cute. Swipe, thank the gods you're safe. That young fool of a lancer returned but moments ago, and through crooked choked tears recounted to me all that transpired. I understand Folquez once again attempted to force upon you his corrupted notion of courage. I cannot say this often enough. A lancer strengthens his courage by tempering his composure and resolve, not by rushing headlong into danger. You were able to overcome Folquez's trials, 'tis true, yet know that you did so by virtue of true courage. That is, courage born of composure and resolve. You faltered not before the fury of a frenzied Trent, nor did you succumb to panic when surrounded by bloodthirsty wolves. Owing to this, you were able to perform to the fullest of your potential. You have come far, Swipe. It is past time that I taught you the piercing talon technique, one of the most versatile weapons in the Lancer's arsenal. May it serve you well. Now I must needs decide what course of action to take with regard to your self-appointed mentor. Though no lives were lost, this latest incident only serves to confirm what I have long suspected. That Folquez will cause great harm if left to propagate his corrupted notion of courage. He must be persuaded to desist, though I do not yet know how. Mayhap his regard for you could be turned into our advantage, but leave such considerations to me. For the time being, you would do well to put Folquez from your mind. Focus on your training and strive to master the technique I have taught you. I look forward to our next meeting. Taught me? You didn't teach me anything. Oh yeah, it's the... Yeah, we need a new hat. It's the ranged ability. Level up. I don't know how all my hair fits under that hat, but oh, it's gonna give us the lance we just bought and a new helmet. I've been expecting you, Swipe. You've been training hard, I trust? I would set you your next trial. One more dangerous than any you have faced before, but I would not send an unprepared man to his death. Before we proceed, I must needs verify your progress with mine own eyes. You will face 3 experienced lancers in single combat. Defeat each one in succession, and you will prove yourself fit to undertake the trial. Arm yourself and take your place in the training arena. We begin when you are ready. All right, we got this. Looks like it's gonna level sync me. It's all right. It's of no concern. I got this. Next. I don't know if these are your veteran lancers. Maybe Folquez has a like the right of it here, because you're not training very quality people here. use our ranged ability. Here we go. Aha! Aha! Well done, Swipe. Impressive, Swipe. Most impressive. You are ready to face the trial. Yet I did not exaggerate when I said it would be most dangerous. Make no mistake, to take the test is to risk death. Knowing this, do you still wish to proceed? Yes. You disappoint me. Back again, are you? That man is the only soul in this pathetic excuse for a guild who show any promise. Which is why I counseled him to leave you. Alas, he chose to remain in your house of cravens. Such a waste. This guild has outlived its purpose, and I mean to see its doors shut and barred for good. If you wish to object, I invite you to do so with lance in hand. You do not want for confidence, sir, but answer me this. What grudge do you hold against us? For what reason did you choose this of all crusades? I detest cravens who would proclaim their courage, and like nothing better than to crush them. That is my reason. Well, the fixity of your purpose is clear. Even if your reasoning is not, so be it. Suffice it to say, you will not have your way without a fight. Oh, but I do presume that I will be your opponent. Oh, do not presume I will be your opponent. No, you must face the Lancer for whom you so grandly claimed mentorship. The one man among us whose potential you condescend to acknowledge. Swipe shall represent us all. As Guildmaster, I wager the fate of the guild upon his lance. Ha, do as you will, coward. It is your guild to throw away. You may even set the terms of the contest. Very well. Swipe is here to undertake a trial. I challenge you to complete the task before he does. You are to travel to the East Shroud and prove your courage before the Lord of the Bramble Patch. He is a giant amongst boars, unrivaled in strength and savagery, the ruler over all his kind. You must go before this fearsome creature and stand your ground. Know though that the Lord of the Bramble Patch will not grant an audience to just anyone. You must needs present him an offering of the bloody tusks of his subjects, the wild boars that inhabit his domain. When you have prepared your offering, leave it upon the area of the trampled earth. Drawn to the stench of blood, the Lord of the Bramble will soon appear. That is all. Are there any questions? No? Then let the trial commence. Alright, we gotta do this before he does. We need 10. Okay, we need to go here. Luckily, we got that teleport. We need to get some boar tusks, and then we need to put them somewhere. And then fight Big Boar. Big Daddy Boar. Whoa! Cool car. Alright, we got one boar tusk. Two boar tusks. This is making me want some bacon or some like pulled pork sandwiches for some reason. I accidentally attacked this bat. All right, we got 5 boar tusks. We just need 5 more, right? Oh, I just got hit by a car. A lumberjack. All right, 2 more. Let me... just one more. Where is it? Okay, there is one. Axe is cool. All right, now we need to put it on the trampled grass, right? Which, according to the map, is right here. There we go. All right, it's going to be a synced battle. Oh, that is a big boy. He even looks different. Watch him be scared. Wager as good as one. Behold the true meaning of courage. Okay. You're not even scratching it. Get these guys here. Did he heal me? Yet even as my strength wanes, my courage surges. Ha 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 ha. You're screwed, pal. That's a big pig. You shan't find much sport in these two. Come back another day, my friend. Well done, Swipe. You have completed the trial. I trust you now see the truth of my words. Hurling yourself into the midst of danger is not courage, it is folly. No, this proves nothing. I refuse. I refuse to accept. You refuse to accept the weakness within you. Oh, he's so pouty. No, Swipe, leave him be. Your work here is done. Return to the guild. I shall see you there presently. Back to the guild we go. Bye tree, bye bat, bye lumberjack. Guy looks like me. Kind of. I will not lie to you. You are no match for the Lord of the Bramble Patch. Had you betrayed any hint of fear, he would have gorged you in the space of a moment and feasted on your entrails. But you stood your ground, holding fast to your composure and resolve. Thus were you able to stare terror in the face and survive unscathed. Well done, Swipe. You have overcome the greatest hurdle in the quest to become a master of your own courage. You may now bring to bear the full extent of your abilities upon the mightiest of foes. As for Folquest, well, if there is any shred of reason left in him, he will have learned the selfsame lesson as you this day. Painful though the experience must surely have been, one can only hope that it will serve to open his eyes to the truth. Go forth, Swipe, and prepare yourself for further trials. I look forward to our next meeting. We get a new hat, right? Yes. And a level up. Level 23. Oh, we need to be level 25 for the next quest. This is a good place to end it, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. I had a lot of fun. In the next episode, we're going to do some more of the main quests as we level up. Since we're kind of locked out here, we need to get level 25. But thanks, guys. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did too, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.